So now we're leaving the desert oasis of Majura Pass, a place where we encountered many thunder cells, many late night beers, many late night fires in between thunder cells, and the realisation that the weather that was coming across Australia may impact us.
"35 years ago, I rode a push bike from Perth to Melbourne, so I have lots of visions, and yesterday was a nostalgia trip for me, reliving that journey on a push bike. So yeah, it was pretty special.
Bloody hell, all these years I've been hearing about Western Australia's dry and arid and it's always hot and that sort of stuff. I go, well, this is all right, that's good. No, it's not.
There was plenty of water on the road. I mean, hitting it with the truck, it was bloody set in the truck, so I don't know how these blokes got on.
I don't mind the road trains, it's the fact there might be a car deciding to overtake him, hitting him in the mist coming at me too. That's what worries me. I get right over, just in case there's one appears right in front of me.
Mightn't be so good today. We've had heavy maintenance issues overnight, so we'll see how we go.
Is that from water or what is it?
No, that's just from being an old bike. 1947, knuckle.
He's going to give it to me after the race. He said, I've done that much work for him. That's what sort of nice bloke he is. Can you get that on record, please?
Yeah, I've got that on record. So I like your bike.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's going to come up great when I give it a polish.
And you got the map here. Where are we?
We're down here somewhere. Yeah, there are.
There, right there.
Right there. Good.
Right down there. We're going today, we're going
Right to the border.
here.
Righto, we've got 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Backup vehicles do not leave until 10 o'clock. Okay? We don't want the backup vehicles in amongst the bikes. Okay, when you first start off. If any rider, any backup vehicle is caught doing the wrong thing, the rider will be penalised. We've come from Western Australia and then we've got a new time zone from Western Australia to here, which is 45 minutes. So today's time will be taken in Western Australia time. Tomorrow we will start with South Australian time.
Simple, isn't it?
How's that? Nice and sorted. Easy.
Simple.
Easy. Beautiful.
Tell me again.
1 minute to go.
Right, where we go?
One very unusual observation was the lack of kangaroos, in that I travel daily from Port Albert to Sale for employment, and numerous kangaroos, wallabies, wombats on that road, so seeing them daily. And then we did the trip over there, only saw one live kangaroo for the whole trip, which was very surprising.
Our next stop was another big day, and it was going all of the way along the well-known sections of Nullarbor, the big stray roads. So we were able to refuel at 2 different locations along the way, but you're right out there in the desert. One of the locations didn't even have petrol.
We told people that's why trailers need to carry fuel. You know, that's why we had to have the road crews and the backup road crews so that this sort of situation could be covered, because we're on the Nullarbor.
Full good. Empty, bad. Let's give her a drink.
We handed out maps every afternoon for the following day, and on those maps you could actually see where the likely fuel stops would be and gauge what fuel requirements would be for the next day. Most of the bikes you'll see actually carried a fuel drum on the back. I even carried one of mine, and it was a necessity because from time to time you had to top up to get to the next fuel stop. Yeah, we actually had warnings beforehand that some of the towns we were going to go through may not even have fuel.
Australia's an interesting place. It's bloody big. And going from west to east, you've got to go across 3 different time zones. And trying to run the event so that we could make the time zones work, so that you could start at a certain time and finish at a certain time each day, and everybody was on the same page, was difficult to say the least. At its worst was Border Village, because we had a 2.5 hour time change.
The wafting of the Malaysian food, gourmet food we've got going on there, homemade.
Should have picked up a bit of roadkill along the way.
Steamed rice.
Nice fresh snake this morning, that would have been all right. That's got to be up there.
Whilst we were travelling along across the Nullarbor, we were starting to get whispers about Echuca going under, and that really caused a lot of concerns to us, and we started sort of mapping out the alternatives.
We had heavy floodwaters happening across the course, a lot of rain. It was a very different Australia to what we were expecting, and the Murray was getting higher and higher and higher, and then it eventually breached the banks.
At Border Village, whilst everybody was asleep, I was sitting up with maps, looking, studying, trying to work out how am I going to get around this. One stage I actually had myself walking up and down the highway at Border Village looking at maps, trying to work it out. We sat there with the map and I explained to them what I'd mapped out and the route, and it all seemed to be okay. Then I mentioned the word Deniliquin, and as I happened to mention the word Deniliquin, another entrant was walking past. He stopped and said, "I'm from Deniliquin. Our Echuca Moama stop's gone, it's all underwater. Any available accommodation in the area is being used for evacuees. So we're just looking at rerouting the route further north of the Murray and coming back down that way to avoid having to pack and meet at another spot." We had to find somewhere to house basically 180 people and all their vehicles. He knew the publican at Pretty Pine, just out of Deniliquin, got the campground sorted, and it was all go.